Hey everyone, Wage Iverson here. I'm coming at you with some Set 16 early access content. I got a chance to play on the Tempest build for Set 16, which I'm really grateful for. So I got a chance to test it out before they actually announced the set. And yeah, I'll be posting like a few of my games on YouTube when the embargo lifts. So if you're watching this, it should be around like November 16th, I believe. But right now, as I'm recording it, it's like November like 12th or something. So yeah, this was actually my very first game. Um, so I was quite dizzy. I didn't really know like what any of the units were, who pairs with who, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I was just planning to play like a strong board and figure it out later. And this is actually quite an interesting game. Some pretty cool stuff happens. So I did want to get this game out, even though I was like quite dizzy and I did end up going second. But yeah, we can just like, and you can see I'm constantly hovering stuff because yeah, it's all new to me as well. So yeah, here we were in Scuttle Puddle. I got a Nautilus, which is like a 3 cost like Bilgewater Juggernaut, I believe. Bilgewater is actually like a really cool trait. That it's like every turn that you play it, you get currency, and you also get like kind of like a currency for getting kills, and you can spend that currency in the Bilgewater shop to buy like units or like upgrades for your like Bilgewater guys, and maybe even some Bilgewater items as well and stuff. So yeah, that's like a super cool trait to me. Right away, I didn't really know what I was playing with Double Trouble, so I don't think I would take that. Silcore's Revenge, Zonites explode on into Shimmer on Death. I don't have any Zon units here though, so I didn't really want to take that. And then I got offered Indiscriminate Killer, which is also a new augment. It gives you like a slightly stronger Giant Slayer that gives the maximum amount of damage amp against like everyone. Um, but normally those types of augments, like the Giant Slayer augment, and there's also like a Stone Plate one that makes your Stone Plate give like 10% HP. Um, yeah, normally those augments are like a little bit better when you have like an upgrade to go with them. So yeah, I got offered this Advanced Loan, which gain 25 gold. Your next augment is 1 tier lower, and also late game scaling. This is the Cyber City Tactician's Crown augment. So this is like the Summer Timer augment. It's kind of like a patient study that buffs your 5 cost. You want to play like a 5 cost soup board with this, and you know 20% health is a lot of stats. So, anyways, yeah, I did end up going for this like advanced loan, although I'm not sure if this was the best decision because I was Scuttle Puddle, so I already have a lot of gold, and the other thing is like it also makes my next augment 1 tier lower. So if it's a prismatic augment, I'll get a gold augment. If it's a gold augment, I'll get a silver augment. But yeah, you can see I have like a huge like early econ lead. Like I'm pretty much almost able to make like 50 already on this turn. And yeah, I'm just reading through some of the traits. Long shot is like basically sniper. And on my board, I have Juggernaut and Slayer, which are neither of those are new traits. Juggernaut works like the same as this current set, and I believe Slayer is also kind of the same as like the old Slayer with like some Omnivamp and AD. So yeah, and yeah, also the hotkeys were not working on this, at least for me, on this kind of like PvE test build. So yeah, I think I'd also messed up some of my actions. But yeah, you can see I'm reading Bilgewater here, and yeah, you get the Silver Serpents. That's what the currency is called. And yeah, you can also get some stats from it. How do you get the? You get yeah, grant Bilgewater Champions bonus stats with the currency. So, anyways, yeah, I did decide to level up here because I just realized I have way too much gold, and yeah, kind of dizzy. Not sure what the best thing to play is. I'm just playing this kind of like Slayer opener. This guy that I'm fighting has like the Xin Zhao hero augment. This is actually a super cool augment if you guys haven't seen it because basically after you, I think, field the Xin Zhao for 5 combats with like 3-starred, then he upgrades into like this guy like Zahen, which is like kind of an upgraded form of the hero augment. So that's like a super cool augment. And yeah, you can see, I think this guy does actually make it to the Zahen this game, so we will be able to see what that kind of looks like after he gets it. So yeah, I got a Briar too, but I have like a AP component, so it's a little bit awkward. And yeah, I find an Aphelios here who's like a Targon. He's a Targon backliner, so Targon is kind of like threats. They're like supposed to be stronger units that don't have any traits. And there are some also like some Targon quests. So if you play like 5 Targon on your board, then that's how you unlock like Aurelian Soul, I believe. Or like yeah, you can upgrade some more Targon units by just fielding like a bunch of Targon units. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I just have like a decent front line. So the Aphelios fits like pretty nicely on my board because I just have a good front line, but I have no back line at the moment. And yeah, I think Rek'Sai is 3 cost, I believe. I'm still not too sure about some of the stuff, but yeah, Rek'Sai is really cool. You can see she does like the tunneling kind of thing. It's like a super satisfying animation. And oh yeah, right now I'm hovering Ionia. So Ionia is also a new trait that does. It's like different every game. It's kind of like a Mirage from set 7. And the current Ionia was like an XP Ionia. I actually got like another good game on this exact Ionia, which I think I'll be posting on YouTube. But it gives you XP every turn, and it also gives you some flat AD and AP, which increases based on your level. So it's kind of really like pushing you in the direction of power leveling. And yeah, here I wasn't really too sure what to take. I think I might have ended up taking like a Rageblade for my Aphelios because he's a Rageblade guy, or maybe I just took the Rod because I was dizzy. Okay, yeah, I was pretty dizzy, so I took like a Rod here for like I guess Death Cap, I guess. But Aphelios is actually like I think he is supposed to be like a Rageblade holder, so yeah, I probably should have taken the Rageblade here. And yeah, I think at this point when I got offered the Leona in my shop, I was considering playing some kind of like vertical Targon shenanigans. Oh, I see. It's not Aurelian. Yeah, Diana and Aurelian Soul are the unlockable Targons. And so yeah, I was considering playing some like vertical Targon stuff at the moment, but yeah, I was just trying to play like a strong board and then figured out later what I was going to play. And as for like some of these other traits, yeah, Ptover is pretty cool and unique. You choose like modules. I didn't actually get a chance to play that one. I did see some other people play it though. They had like a module that was like I think it was like 25% HP for their entire team, and they had one that was like a kind of like a shroud effect where it makes like all of my units cast cost like 35% more mana, I believe. And yeah, just keep in mind, like, this is just like a test build. So, you know, if something seems like super OP, like, of course, they're going to be, you know, kind of fine tuning that in the PvE. And I think I played around this Aphelios for a long time, and I felt like he was, you know, kind of underpowered and like very underwhelming. But yeah, that is something that they're, of course, just going to be balancing. So it's more important to just pay attention to, you know, how the traits and units like interact with each other than just like, oh, this thing is like super strong or oh, this thing is like pretty weak. So yeah, I was just fiddling around with how, yeah, you can see it's pretty cool. You can go into the team planner, and if you put the unlockable unit in your team planner, then you have this kind of like a new button in the bottom right, which will show you exactly how you unlock the unit. So yeah, I was thinking about playing vertical Targon, and you can see to unlock Diana, I build a 2-star Leona with 3 items equipped, and to unlock Aurelian Soul, I build 5 unique Targonians. And one more thing is like for the Aurelian Soul, that field 5 unique Targonians could be like, you know, something that you could hit on like level 6, maybe. And the way that they would prevent you from just getting like an Aurelian Soul on level 6 is that there's the quest requirement, but there's also a level requirement. So I would imagine for Aurelian Soul, that level requirement is like level 8. So I would need to be like level 8 with 5 Targon, and then I would get a guaranteed Aurelian Soul in my next shop. Oh yeah, and yeah, just for the quest units, like as soon as you unlock the unit, you get when you unlock it, you get 1 copy of it in your next shop, and then you also like it gets kind of added to your pool, so you start seeing the units like from now on. Similar to and there are some complicated rules with the unlocked champions, but I don't believe it's as complicated as like power-ups or something like that. So, but yeah, there's like some complicated rules with the champion pool. So wait, let me actually pull this up because they actually shared with us how exactly that works. So yeah, once unlocked, the unit will appear in the furthest right slot, the furthest right slot of your shop on your next roll. Unlocked units have the same amount of copies as other units of their tier. Note that units above 5 gold still count as legendary units and have the same pool sizes. Yeah, so there's like 7 cost units, and they're basically just legendary units that cost 7 gold to show that, you know, they're like even stronger than legendary units. If multiple players unlock the same unlockable units, they will be taking copies from the same shared unlock pool. If you unlock a unit and do not have a copy of it on your board or bench, you will see it less often. If you sell an unlockable unit, it returns to that unit's pool as normal. For 4 and 5 cost unlockables, if a small number of players has them unlocked, the odds of them appearing after you have 3 copies become much worse based on the total copies in the pool. So if one player has a champ unlocked, buying 9 copies is harder than a standard champion. And that kind of prevents you from like 3-starring like a 4 cost like super easily because it's uncontested. So that's kind of the goal behind that. And yeah, here I was kind of maybe like waiting for my 3-2 augment to come in. I don't totally remember. I was a little dizzy just trying to play like strongest board, and yeah, I had like a bunch of AP items, but I didn't really have like an AP item holder. So, and yeah, just getting some of the other people's augments. Yeah, that guy had that stoneplate augment that I was talking about that gives you like a stronger stoneplate. Earth gives you a spatula, and then all champions holding a spatula get like mana regen and an attack speed, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what this guy's augment is. I think I'm probably covered it a bit earlier, but maybe I missed it when I was reading. And yeah, so here I would have normally gotten gold augment, but because of my first augment, I got a silver augment. And yeah, this fire axiom is like new. It's like a little bit like blistering strikes, except it buffs. It gives one unit like anti-heal, but then that unit also becomes like stronger. But here I actually get a Recombobulator, and I already have a 4 cost. So of course it's the test build. I got to do it. I got to see what we get. And here something pretty exciting happens that I Recombobulate into an Ornn, and Ornn, for every 4 fights that you play him, he generates you an artifact. So that's like super amazing to get an Ornn this early, because on 4-1 I'll already have generated an artifact, and by like by stage 5 I'll have like two artifacts on the entire lobby. So this is definitely like a super high roll, and you can see I got like a super strong board as well with my Recombobulator, like 3 Warden plus like an Aphelios 2 for the backline. So yeah, I just slammed in a Rageblade for my Aphelios 2. And yeah, I thought this board would be like winning every round because I've like upgraded Targon backline with Rageblade and like a strong frontline with the Ornn, but I did actually end up losing a lot of fights. And I think that's probably because Aphelios is like a little bit on the weaker side right now. And yeah, of course, after Recombobulating into this Ornn, I'm definitely planning to play around him. So, I was thinking of maybe some like Fast 9 legendaries or like Vertical Warden or, some stuff like that. But of course, I'm keeping this Ornn for the entire game no matter what. Yeah, I was looking through like what Wardens I could pair with Ornn. Thresh requires you to be playing like Vertical Shadow Owls. So even though Thresh is a Warden, it's kind of impossible for me to get to Thresh. So I figured I'm probably just playing around some sort of like Ornn and Braum. And the other units on my board, Swain, he's like a 4-cost tank. I think he heals like every second. Wukong is Swain is what is he? He's a Noxus Arcanist Juggernaut, and Wukong is a Ionia Bruiser. Wukong is a little bit like Cassandre from the last set, but like also a little bit like Wukong from the Wukong Jinx Hunter. He does like his spin that gives him like armor and MR. But when he dies, he also gets like a second life. Like he turns into stone when he dies. And unlike Cassandre, he can't like attack when he dies. He's like basically like a target dummy. So maybe a little less toxic than Cassandre. But yeah, it is like a kind of similar like revival thing. So yeah, here I was flipping through a lot of I was just looking through like what legendaries I could pair with Ornn. In terms of like my main options, Annie, she's like an AP caster. She has like really high mana. I would think of her like a little bit like Seraphine from this set. She has high mana, and then she does like she kind of like erupts the board when she casts, and I think she burns everyone and also does like tons of magic damage. Azir is kind of more like an auto attack AP guy, and he also like summons 2 soldiers as his passive. Lucian and Senna is very cool. I think they swap between like using Lucian and Senna's spells. So like the first time you cast, it'll be Lucian. The second time you cast, it'll be Senna. I also got a chance to play Kindred, which is like a legendary that it has pretty high mana. I think it has like 200 mana, but when you cast, then nobody in the field can die. And she has like kind of like a 3-hit passive where like I think her 3rd attack does like a lot more damage. So yeah, I'm so rich because of my Recombobulator that I can actually kind of like level up here and still make like 30 gold. So I just decided to level up and commit to like a fast 9. And yeah, kind of just figuring out what to play, but I think I got there in the end and just played like 3 Warden. So yeah, right now I'm just a bunch of frontliners and Aphelios. Made IE on my Aphelios because he's kind of my only damage source right now. Ornn is like, I would say Ornn is like sort of a tank and like sort of like an AEP carry. His spell, it's like the ultimate from League of Legends. It doesn't give him any tankiness. I think it just does damage and then chills. But he has a passive where if he equips artifacts, he gains like 300 HP per artifact equipped. And if he equips normal items, he also gains some HP for that, but like a little less HP. So yeah, he can get pretty tanky, I think, but he's also, I think he's a really good like Morello and like Void Staff applier. I think I might end up with like a Morello Void Staff Ornn because his spell kind of like hits the whole board, and just equipping items on him inherently makes him like pretty tanky. So yeah, obviously clicking around, I have this Swain pair, so I'm thinking maybe I could play like some sort of like Swain, Shyvana, Annie. Yeah, Shadow Isles is a very unique trait where you pretty much need like an early 2-star Viego with an item to play Shadow Isles because other than Viego, they're all unlockable guys. So yeah, it's like something that you're gonna play towards when you have like that early 2-star Viego with an item slam. And yeah, surprisingly, since I do win this fight, but I actually ended up losing 2 fights on this board, which I was pretty surprised about because I thought this 2-star like Aphelios with the 2 items would be kind of a beast, but um, it does feel a little underwhelming. Although it's totally possible I was just like building him kind of wrong. And here you can see I get my first Ornn artifact. It's not an anvil. It's like a single random artifact that you can choose from. Or sorry, not that you cannot choose from. So yeah, here I go pick it up, and I actually got one of the new artifacts, which is the Hellfire Hatchet. Let me just rewind a little bit and then pause on that so we can like read it, take a quick look at it. So the Hellfire Hatchet. Attacks deal 2% of the holder's max health as bonus physical damage. For every 1% missing health, gain 1% attack speed. So this kind of wants to be on like, I'd say like melee, like auto attacker guys is probably like the best holder for this. But yeah, it should be like, kind of fine on backline as well. So I think I just put it on my Aphelios for now as I'm going level 9. And here I get dropped a spat, which is a little bit awkward because I'm not playing a vertical. I'm planning to play some sort of like 5-cost like soup board. So I was definitely thinking about reforging this into like a pan and then, getting some sort of like frontline like splash. I'm not sure if there's a Warden thing, but yeah, here I decided to make like adaptive to kill the cloak. I'm looking through the things I can make, but they're all mostly meant for verticals. And then I think I just decided to go for like a Morello Void because I feel like Ornn applies it super well. And, on these like 5-cost soup boards, you usually have all sorts of damage. So I'm probably going to have like 180 carry between like Lucian Senna or like Kindred with these items. And yeah, I'm probably going to, like, I'm definitely keeping this Ornn for the whole game. And, maybe I'll have like an Azir or an Annie or both. So yeah, this guy's playing like a Yasuo reroll. Yasuo reroll is really cool because when you have the 3-star Yasuo for 3 rounds, then you get a Yone who has like a combo spell with Yasuo. When Yone like knocks up people, then I think Yasuo like dashes to them. So that's like super cool. And yeah, when I fought him right there, he just got his Yasuo 3-star, so he probably has to wait like 3 turns to get the Yone. Glass Kid, you can see they actually changed it. It gives a bit more damage amp and takes more health, so it's more like something that you really want to pair with like healing or Gunblade, but it is like the ceiling of it is a bit higher. Heroic Grab Bag, you can see actually gives a little less gold. I think the plus version used to give like 13. And Makeshift Armor, when I see this, I'm like, oh, this is like super great on my board because I'm playing all these frontliners, but I don't have like any tank items actually. So I do decide to go for that. And yeah, I got a Zillion. His Chrono Keeper is pretty cool. Every 2 casts, he basically he like stores an XP, and then let's say I have like 30 XP stored. If I level to like 38 out of 68, then Zillion will automatically level me up. So yeah, I was like, oh, now that I found this Zillion, I was definitely thinking about playing around him. Although, as I find, it's actually a little bit hard to kind of like, or well, maybe not hard, maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I found it pretty hard to like splash like invokers. But yeah, here I'm just chilling. I'll level in like 2 turns if I have to. His Xin Zhao is not upgraded yet. It's only like 2-star. And I think you do like 5 combats or something. So I was able to win this fight. Hit a Sway too, which is nice. Especially with the Makeshift Armor. He's, pretty tanky. And yeah, here I'm looking for like what invokers I can pair with the Zillion. So I think Lissandra is like an AP carry. She's like an AP Invoker Freljord carry. I think I put her in the 2nd row, and then later on I saw someone like put her in the back row. So yeah, she's like 4 range. She's not like the old TFT Lissandras that's like 2 or like 3 range. So yeah, I think each player has like a backline carry. And yeah, I was like, oh, if I play Lissandra and Braum, I can play like a 3rd Freljord. and get like a 3 Freljord splash. And you can see Freljord is like kind of like a team-wide buff, so it's kind of nice to have on these fast 9 boards. Let me just rewind like 10 seconds. So yeah, it summons a frozen, it's like a pillar, and the units like, it doesn't cover the whole board, it covers maybe about like half the board, and the units in the front get some HP, and the units in the back get some like damage amp. So maybe like a little bit like strategist, it's like a team-wide buff kind of trait. Yeah, I lost this guy who's playing Gwen carry. Gwen and Malzahar are both 3 costs. I think Gwen is like a Shadow Isles 3 cost. Yeah, here I see the Annie. I decided to go for that because I was thinking maybe I can make like an Arcanist emblem and then do some sort of like 4 Arcanist splash with like Annie, Azir, something like that. But yeah, again, I wasn't really too sure what board I was aiming for. I was just gonna level to 9 and figure it out. And after losing that fight, my HP is getting pretty low, so I did want to make it to 9 and then, start getting some like legendaries in here. And yeah, I was pretty underwhelmed with the Aphelios, so I was also planning to like open sell it for like a 1-star 5 cost. Although I do think Aphelios looks, like super neat. Yeah, and you can see like the Zillion there, he gave me like some XP, so I got to save like a little more gold. And this was my first time fielding Annie, so I was quite confused. How it works is you can field just Annie, or you can field Annie and Tibbers. Tibbers is like a tank. It also gives you like +1 to the Arcanist trait, so that's how I have 3 Arcanist. And so yeah, you don't have to field Tibbers, but you can field Tibbers, and it's just like a tank, and the spell, I think it just heals passively, and then maybe the spell like gives it some extra healing. I don't remember if I actually play Tibbers for the whole time this game. I think I might need the slots for something else at some point. Yeah, this guy's playing like a vertical void setup. He has like a 2-star Kaisa, which is like, I believe it's like a 4 cost that can be AP or AD. Yeah, my HP is getting like pretty low here. I think, yeah, I might just open sell the Aphelios at some point because, yeah, I felt like he wasn't doing enough. And here I got another Hellfire Hatchet, but I was like, oh, I kind of want to see some of the new artifacts, so I think I do end up reforging this. And with the Senna pair, the Azir pair, the Annie pair, I'm kind of just rolling 0. I wasn't sure how to fit Vanquisher on my board, so I just decided not to go for Fiddlesticks. I think I decided to get rid of the Noxus. And yeah, I actually made a mistake here because I sold the Zillion, but the reason that I was buying the Lissandra was to pair it with like the Zillion. So yeah, that was definitely a bit of a mistake. And yeah, here I think I reforged like, yeah, exactly. And yeah, I got Arcanist plus Shiv, which is pretty good here. I'm fighting Gangplank carry. Gangplank's like the 3-cost Bilgewater. Yeah, you can see like the first cast was like the Senna. It was like the board-wide Senna ult, and then the second cast was like the Lucian cast. And yeah, unfortunately because I was dizzy, I ended up getting like really low here. I was probably supposed to be playing like, yeah, I have like 2 traits on my board, so it's not a good look. But yeah, I was trying to figure out how to fit this like Freljord because it's like a team-wide buff. I wanted to do like Freljord, Lissandra, Zillion, Ornn, Braum. That was kind of like my plan, but it was pretty hard to fit with like the Swain. I didn't know how to fit everything. And for Lucian and Senna, I think they're soulbound Gunslinger, and Gunslinger just gives like a little bit of AD, so I think it's actually like pretty splashable, as like you don't need to play 2 Gunslinger. I don't think I end up playing 2 Gunslinger this game, and I think my Lucian and Senna is still doing like a really good job, so. Yeah, roll down, hit the Lucian and Senna too, which is a really big deal. I think I'd make the Arcanist emblem for 4 Arcanist on like Azir or something. Also, I moved the Shiv. I don't know if I do it this turn or next turn, but I think I moved the Shiv to Azir because he's like an auto attack guy, and then Annie's like a spellcaster. Yeah, and I find the Zillion back. That probably should have been there the whole time. So now my board is actually looking like pretty decent. I have like decent frontline with the makeshift armor. I have like a 2-star like Lucian and Senna. And yeah, I decided to go for like a Rageblade, Shiv, Arcanist, Azir. And yeah, I just made like an adaptive for Zillion, get some more casts, maybe get to level 10. And yeah, Zillion's pretty cool because he's like really good at killing like super tanks. If Zillion ults someone, after 18 seconds, they'll die no matter what. So yeah, now my board is looking pretty decent. I don't think I need Gunslinger. The one thing I really wanted to fit was Freljord, but I couldn't figure out like who my third Freljord should be, I guess. And yeah, I only have 3 traits, which is like a bit sad, but I don't really think my Lucian like needs the trait. And yeah, a lot of these 5 costs only like they have like 2 traits, and then one of them is just like the gold trait. So yeah, on these like 5 cost soup boards, I'm not sure like how many traits you're actually gonna need to fit. Like probably just a bunch of like 2 pieces, kind of similar to what I'm doing here. And yeah, it would probably be better if I had like some five quests from the quests. I think I'm not playing like a single like quest unit right now, but yeah, it was my first game, so I was like pretty dizzy, and yeah, I wasn't sure which 5 costs I could really unlock with the quest. But here you can see I unlocked Renekton because I played. I won 2 rounds in a row with Azir. Azir, all of the Shurima guys are unlockable. So if you win 2 fights in a row, then you unlock Renekton. If you alternate winning and losing 3 fights, then I think let me, yeah. Oh wait, sorry. There was some point I look at it in this game. Yeah, here I rolled once for the Renekton, and I decided to drop the Annie and play Shyvana for Juggernaut and Renekton for Shurima. And this Renekton actually is like quite a beast this game. That once I 2-star him and get some items, you'll see he's like quite a beast. So yeah, still thinking about how to fit Freljord. I've been thinking about that for like the last 30 minutes, unfortunately. Um, But now my board is looking pretty strong. And I'm very close to farming my next Ornn artifact, I believe. I think I'll get it after this turn, even. Yeah, Redacted's like he's a Shurima attack fighter. Oh, here, maybe this is where I like check the Shurimans. Oh yeah, so there's Nasus and is that Zerath? Yeah, Zerath. So Zerath is alternate between winning and losing 4 combats. Oh, and Nasus is lose 2 combats in a row, and then Renekton is win 2 combats in a row. And yeah, if you somehow like get all of them, which would take at least like 8 rounds of having Azir, a Shuriman ascends to Godhood every 3 seconds. That's like pretty cool. I don't entirely know what that does, but I would assume it's like pretty close to like an insta win. But it does require you to not only have Azir for 8 rounds, but also to do like 2 loss, 2 win, and then alternate 4 loss, 4 win. So 8 rounds of Azir, and you have to lose like at least like 4 of them. It's pretty hard conditions to fulfill. Anyways, just go for like Edge of Night. I don't want to take tank items because I have like the makeshift armor, obviously. Here I cashed out. I cashed out the Darken Sight. So I think there's 4 new Darken artifacts, and they give AP, AD, an effect, and the Darken trait to the guy. And the Darken trait just gives 15% Omnivamp, and it also gives some more as you go more into the Darken trait. But here I'm only able to play 1 Darken. Yeah, and since I was only 2 Arcanists, I decided to Edge of Night the Azir, but I didn't actually realize how much of a beast this Renekton is. I think I should have just Edge of Night on the Renekton here. And you can see right now I'm fighting. So this is no longer Xin Zhao. This is Zahen. He made it to the Zahen. So yeah, he's doing some like crazy like swipes, and I think after 25 swipes on the same guy, he'll just like execute them. Yeah, so you can see I think right there he just took out my Braum after 25 swipes. I did clear this guy's board. It could definitely be like kind of a ghost diff. I think this guy ends up being pretty strong later, so might be a ghost fight kind of thing. Renekton 2. Am I playing the right board? Probably not. Knowing what I know now, how would I change this board? Well, I think the Renekton did like really great things this game. Definitely have to keep the Lucian and Senna with these items. I don't know, maybe this board is actually okay. I mean, maybe I could drop like the 2 Invoker for something. Or like maybe I should not have even made like the Arcanist emblem, and then I wouldn't have to play like Swain Shyvana Arcanist. But now that we're here, it's it's kind of fine because the only trait that I would really like to fit is like Freljord. Yeah, you can see this Renekton only has 1 item. He's going kind of crazy. I think, yeah, 4,500 damage with 1 item. So I think it was around now that I was like, oh shit, this guy's like kind of a beast. I need to put some items on him. Oh, and right now, I think it is this turn, because of Ornn has his like, oh, maybe it was next turn. Yeah, because Ornn has his artifact passive, one thing that I tried to do was I was like, oh, if I just put all my artifacts on Ornn, then he'll get like enough HP so that I can get the Volibear quest, and then I can put like a Volibear on my board. But then one thing I realized is that you actually need to play the Ornn with that much HP for like an entire combat. And if I just played the Ornn with like the artifacts for a combat with 10 HP, I would just die. So then I had to I had to put all my items right back where they were. Yeah, I think it's like right now. Yeah, I took Spirit Visage, so I was like, oh, I'm trying to get like enough HP on my Ornn to get the Volibear. But it did not work out how I expected it to. Yeah, so here I put like I was like, oh, nice, I got Volibear. And I rolled. I was like, where's my Volibear? But no, you have to play it for 1 fight, which I realized. Yeah, and I'm fighting the Yasuo guy. You can see he now also has made it to like his Yone 2. I think my Renekton goes pretty ham this fight, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I kind of thought I was losing, but my Renekton just soloed like everyone. Oh, did I lose? Maybe I lost. Does Aatrox? No, nice. It was the Edge of Night div. And Azir too. And also, it doesn't look like I have enough gold to level. But I actually realized that I can level because my Zillion has 17 XP stored from the Chrono Keeper. So I think I do end up leveling up here. And yeah, I wanted to find any Freljord was kind of what I was looking for here, I think. This is how I'd play like second Zillion or something. Invoker is not like a 2, 3, 4, it's just like a 2 or 4, so I can't just play the Emilio here. Yeah, you can see even with 2 items, my Renekton he's just going completely ham, like top damage. So I was like super impressed with the Renekton in this game. I got a Blighting Jewel. I heard someone say that Annie was like amazing with Blighting Jewel in the playtest. So I think I might have tried to play Annie with Blighting Jewel. Also, I would imagine like Fiddlesticks is pretty good with Blighting Jewel. He does like magic damage per second. Usually those types of units are like really great with the Blighting Jewel. Yeah, I wasn't like too sure how Fiddlesticks worked. Yeah, I decided to move the Edge of Night to Renekton because he was doing like such a good job. Fighting the Yasuo guy again. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think I throw really hard right here. I think I could totally just win the game on like my current board. But I really wanted to try the Freljord. So yeah, I might do something not very smart here. Just a warning. I had like no idea what to take here. I can't really take any frontline item because I have makeshift armor. So yeah, just went for like a QSS Azir or something. And I don't know. Fiddlesticks was looking pretty good last fight, but oh yeah, I was thinking about like trying blighting any because yeah, I heard one of the devs say that that was a really good combo. But then here I hit the Freljord, and yeah, for some reason I just like inted my positioning for fun. And yeah, I actually ended up trapping my Renekton here, so I think I lost this fight because of that. And ended up going second. Yeah, so this fight was pretty close, but I just inted my positioning, so I lost. But yeah, that was a pretty cool game. Got to see like the Ornn on 3-2 and, you know, like get like a ton of like artifacts farmed and, you know, see some of the different artifacts. And also I feel like that Renekton was like such a beast. So yeah, I thought this was like a pretty cool game. And yeah, I'm super excited for Set 16. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.